I'd like to start by also apologizing, first of all, to the translators, because I tend to go really fast, and because I always just want to cram so much into an hour. But if you can't keep up, feel free to just make up stuff, and it might be better than what I'm saying. Who knows?
The possibility of having a group of products that all allow data portability between them. So the user can be constructing and simulating various aspects of a larger world.
So there go our friends, and there goes my reputation as a non-violent game developer.
I should be able to buy a product that allows me to explore that, and then when I'm done, I can take that house or car or city and place it into my world model. So really, the data set that we're dealing with is additive.
Is that the next generation titles are going to be incredibly expensive, we're going to have to build mountains of content, and it's going to drive most of the smaller players out of the market.
We want to build a world inside the computer that's so lifelike that after a few minutes the user stops thinking of this as a computer game. They start thinking of it as a little microcosm inside their computer.
Now in games, there's kind of this presumption that reality sucks, we want to get away from it, right? So a lot of games are really about escapism. You know, how do we put you in this kind of fantastical environment that you can't experience in real life? Where kids, in playing with the toys, would actually come to understand these deep principles of life and nature through play. And since they discovered those things, it really stuck with them so much more. And also they would experience their own failures. There was a failure-based aspect to learning there that was very important. And so the games that I do, I think of really more as modern Montessori toys.
And then they're thinking about the forces impacting the people in their city or whatnot, and not about the fact that they're playing a game and if they push this button, that happens. So really, we're trying to build the believable behavior inside the computer that they can relate to.
And so I contend that player stories will always be more powerful than scripted stories that we try to tell the players.
You know, for me, money was just like, you know, this medium of currency that I used exclusively for going to the store and buying models. You know, and this is like the type of thing that little kids my age did. This is like the main hobby for little boys.
And I can go into that world, move around in it, interact with it, and perhaps even meet other users in it as it becomes a shared world.
You know, a lot of people play, you know, a game like SimCity or The Sims and create something and feel really proud of it and want to show it to somebody and say, oh wow, look at this thing I did. You see little kids doing that with their parents all the time. I've never seen anybody really feel proud that they saw Star Wars or read a book. Oh, okay. Thank you. I feel very good, very bad for you. Yeah.
And the kind of worlds that we make tend to be socially based. They're about real systems.
And having a world where that decision is meaningful and kind of leads to very interesting, unpredictable outcomes. A lot of games, like first-person shooters, in fact, are like this bottom thing where you have kind of a web between nodes. When you're on a level, you can run around and do whatever you want, but basically you have to eventually get the red key to open the door to get to the next level, at which point the whole state starts over. So you have this kind of collapsing little webs connected through nodes. But the other processor that's even more difficult to program and that the game really is happening in is the player's mind, the player's imagination.
So that as you buy our products, it will be more like you're buying an addition to a library of tools rather than a standalone game that you'll play for 2 or 3 weeks and get tired of.
At which point we moved to Louisiana, where my mother grew up, and was raised there. I've always wanted to be a cyborg. One of my favorite shows as a kid was The $6 Million Man, and this is a little bit closer to like the $240 Man or so. But and I think by giving kids toys like this and letting them replay dynamics, you know, very long-term dynamics over the short term and getting some sense of what we're doing now, what it's going to be like in 100 years, I think probably is the most effective thing I can be doing probably to help the world. And so that's why I think personally that toys can change the world. Thank you.